Thank you for joining me here this afternoon. The time is currently 4:10 p.m. Central, and you have a live look at an ongoing severe weather outbreak across the Midwestern United States. Now, right now, we have 7 severe thunderstorm warnings, as you can see in the top left-hand corner of your screen across the U.S. to watch out for. The main one here actually being in portions of Indiana, where we have a line of thunderstorms producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour, and I wouldn't even rule out an isolated gust getting up to 65 miles per hour with this. Now, the reason that we are so concerned about this is because this is heading into a very populated area, right? Just off to the northeast of Louisville is where this storm is tracking towards. So that is going to definitely knock out power for quite a few customers in this area. Gonna have the potential to down some tree limbs, stuff like that. We've also got ourselves some pretty concerning storms starting to build up here into portions of South Dakota, in particular the one on the left here, where we can see this storm is producing hail up to half-dollar size and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts. At this point, it may honestly be producing hail up to golf ball size. The cell on the eastern side of this here is producing quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts, so not quite as dangerous, but still something to look out for there in the White Owl area. Now, again, we're not really going to be talking about these cells too much because there's, like, almost nobody that lives out here, all right? We've got some very, very small communities here along Highway 34, but that's about it. Now, again, we've got our Indiana storm to watch, but we've also got ourselves a storm built down there into South Carolina even that's just barely managed to become severe here in the Somerton area. Davis Station, you got some 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and penny-sized hail rolling on through right now. And then we've also got ourselves a severe thunderstorm warning even all the way out into New Mexico, and also one back into Arizona there to look out for. So again, that's what we're watching out for right now. We do have a severe thunderstorm watch in effect for portions of Illinois and Indiana still here. We've got so many customers without power right now across the Midwest. Over 200,000 customers without power here in Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan alone. And we are down to 6 severe thunderstorm warnings now. So what I'm going to do whenever that happens is all I have to do is go into here, change that, and then boom, we are back with accurate information once again. So it's a pretty sweet system there. It's nothing super high-tech or fancy. It was pretty easy to figure out how to do it, but I hope it looks good on the stream. You guys let me know if you like it. I've just been feeling like recently the stream kind of needs an upgrade because it's really just me looking at radar and, having that pulled up and pretty much nothing else. So anyway, we're going to start making some improvements here to the streaming setup. This is kind of the first of many, hopefully. I experimented with a face cam a while ago, as many of you may know, but I didn't really enjoy it too much, so I went ahead and got rid of that. But yeah, I think that this severe thunderstorm warning counter is actually pretty handy for anybody wondering just how active the situation is that's ongoing at the time. Hello, Gooseman. But yeah, again, we got ourselves tons of storms to watch right now. We got this storm down here southeast of Springfield, Missouri that I didn't mention, but this one could be producing damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour and hail up to quarter size. However, it looks to me like this is on the weakening trend here. If we go and play this a few frames back, this definitely had a more impressive hail core. It was more explosive convection. Now it's kind of looking like it's just going to turn into a big, chunky thunderstorm here, not really producing too many severe weather threats per se, but maybe some gusty winds and small hail. So we'll see if the National Weather Service in Springfield reissues that warning, but to me it's not looking super duper likely. But yeah, we're just going to continue to watch all these severe storms here across the United States right now. Again, mainly talking about the Midwest, but we're going to dive into portions of the Southeast just a little bit to cover those strong storms, and even into the Four Corner states for some of these stronger thunderstorms down here. So yeah, if anybody has any questions about the location, feel free to leave those down below, because this is going to be a very significant event today. Sorry, I did not mean to do that. But yeah, again, a severe thunderstorm watch remains in effect for portions of Illinois and Indiana here. We've got ourselves some pretty impressive storms down here along the Indiana-Illinois state line. In the Princeton, Mount Carmel area, Washington, Vincennes, Jasper. Definitely producing some gusty winds and small hail there. And again, all those counties there with the different colors, those are due to power outages. All right, these are our power outage trackers. We can see that we've got ourselves about 20,000 customers in Vigo County without power. 80% of Owen County is currently without power. Clay County is sitting at about 4,000 customers without power. 4,000 customers in Greene County without power. Crossing over to the Illinois side of the state line, nothing too crazy, but we do have about 1,300 customers in Clark County without power. And then it also looks like we have about 1,400 customers in Lawrence County without power. But a lot of the trouble is actually up into Michigan, where we have, over 100,000 customers without power still, in the Grand Rapids area specifically, right? But we did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning, but we're actually down to 4. But yeah, that is for, again, probably our most concerning storm right now, the one along the Indiana-Kentucky state line here, crossing the Ohio River as we speak. So let me go ahead and update our little counter here. There we go. I wish there was a way for me to do that more seamlessly where I didn't have to open up OBS every time, but I'm doing a one monitor thing here, so there's not a lot that I can do to change that, unfortunately. But I don't think it's too obnoxious. So our South Dakota storms here, again, these are kind of doing their thing here, producing some damaging winds and large hail, but they're not really convecting like we were expecting them to. They were talking about issuing a watch for this area, but it's not looking like they're going to do that, as this convection's just really not popping off like some of the models were, predicting it might. All right, we've really only got 2 little supercells here to watch, but the Storm Prediction Center had an area here in South Dakota where they were saying there was a 60% chance that we got a severe thunderstorm watch for between now and then I guess technically it still has 14 minutes left. Because they were saying, large hail and damaging winds are going to be possible as these storms mature. They really haven't matured a whole lot other than just these 2 little supercells here. So, again, we're talking about a very localized threat here for southwestern South Dakota, but that threat could be briefly intense for some folks. So, that's the deal there. And again, we're continuing to watch some of our severe thunderstorms across parts of the Midwest. The one here heading for LaGrange, Kentucky. Again, if you're in LaGrange, we need you to get indoors. Got a damaging wind maker heading your way with damaging winds of 60 to 65 miles per hour, most likely. And I believe this is actually the storm that has got these storm reports here from the Bloomington area. Yeah, the storm has a history of producing damaging winds, up to 78 miles per hour, almost 80 miles an hour there. So, definitely some interesting stuff. And again, now those are approaching the Ohio River Valley here, or they're approaching the Ohio River, rather. So, that'll put those storms into Kentucky there. But yeah, continuing to watch some of our storms out here in the Midwest. But again, at this point, our focus is really on this one storm here along the Indiana-Kentucky state line, as it is just chugging along here. Again, had a history of producing destructive winds close to 80 miles an hour at times, actually. So, very dangerous storm there. For sure. And then again, we're going to also continue to watch our storms here up into South Dakota, as this one has a really large hail core, and they did actually go ahead and upgrade that to golf ball sized hail. So again, if you are in the volunteer area along Highway 34, we need you to be getting indoors and away from windows immediately. Very dangerous storm over there. Producing, again, hail up to golf ball size and damaging winds up to 60 miles per hour. But again, hail is the main threat with that storm there. Let's see here. Really nothing new to talk about. Our New Mexico storm is continuing to produce large to very large hail and also damaging wind gusts there, but we can't really see it because of the mountains in this area. The radar tries to penetrate through them and it glitches out and it creates a very low precip scenario here. As I was informed yesterday by Sam, one of our moderators. And I actually didn't know that was a thing, and neither did Mr. Storm or Roman, I don't think, so it was obviously cool of him to tell us that. But yeah, we're going to be watching for more convection to develop here across the Midwest over the next several hours. But we don't really have that many mesoscale discussions in effect here. We got some showers and thunderstorms trying to pop up here in the Texas Panhandle. Got ourselves a little bit of a blip watch to do here, it looks like. It's been a minute since we've had to do one of those. I don't really like the blip watches, so that's good. They're kind of boring. But yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the run of the HRRR here while we're kind of at a standstill. So, this is right now. We go into 5 p.m. here. It's going to be almost the exact same as it is now, except for these cells will further convect here that we have starting to get going in central and eastern Iowa. And this is actually going to create our second MCS of the day, potentially. Or actually, like, our third or fourth, I think, technically. But, yeah, as we go into, like, 7, 8 p.m., those are really going to explode, producing extremely large hail and also damaging wind gusts, most likely here. Look at this. 76 DBZ storm there near Sheridan, Iowa. Obviously insane stuff. But yeah, the HRRR is saying, hey, these storms are going to continue to push southward and really stay intense for quite a while, even going through the morning time hours, 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m. Still got ourselves some very intense storms, mainly charging across portions of Missouri, but also Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Illinois. May start to feel some of those effects. Kentucky, Tennessee, that whole region there. So yeah. Give me just a second here, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the run of the NAM, see what it's thinking for the severe weather potential as we go later into this evening here. So let's go ahead and do that now. Convection allowing, NAM. Alright, so, if it would like to load, that'd be nice. This is right now. This is what it was projecting for right now anyway, and it got things mostly right. Except for kind of the Midwest event here. But yeah, it's saying as we go later into this evening, 7 p.m., we're going to see, again, those storms really start to intensify across portions of central and southern Iowa. Now, the NAM is a little bit lower res of a model than the HRRR is, so a lot of these storms actually down here in Iowa could be more intense than they're actually looking. But as we continue to go into the nighttime hours, again, 8, 9 p.m., we're going to see multiple lines of storms develop out of those, according to the NAM. We're going to have particularly a very intense one with a damaging wind and large hail threat roll through southeast Nebraska, southwest Iowa, northwest Missouri, and northeast Kansas. And eventually, as we go to 10, 11 p.m., that's going to start to make its way towards the Kansas City area, but mainly the Topeka area first. By midnight, that's rolling through portions of east central Kansas, Ottawa, Garnett, eventually Fort Scott, and then as it continues to head southeastward 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m., it still stays intense there with the damaging wind threat, potentially all the way pushing down into like the Tulsa, Fayetteville area. And then even going into like tomorrow morning, these storms just really keep their strength going there. By 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're still going to be seeing these potentially try to be severe here across parts of southeastern Oklahoma. So that's something to look out for. And then going later into tomorrow, even into tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m., those leftovers really are still just going there. We're creating a potential severe weather threat for DFW. And then by tomorrow afternoon into the evening time hours, they finally die. And then we've got ourselves more storms to watch up here into Pennsylvania. We did just get a new severe thunderstorm warning in central Missouri, though, so let's go and check that out, actually. But yeah, you get the gist. This new severe thunderstorm warning here is for the Glasgow area. So if you're in this area, make sure that you're getting indoors immediately. 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts are the main threat with that storm there. So, there's that. Okay. Let's see here. I've kind of noticed the severe thunderstorm warning counter is really in a bad spot here. What if we move it a little bit? Like down here. No, you can't really. Actually, hold on. Let's see, does this work? Give me just a second. Trying to see if that looks good or not. No, you still can't really see it. It's mainly because the orange text is just kind of hard to read. Can I put like a background on it? Outline. Doesn't really do anything for me. It makes it a little bit easier to read, but I want like a background for it. Like I do in my thumbnails. Yeah, I don't know. It's looking like we're just going to have to do an outline for now. And while we're here, we can go and update that, because we just got a brand new severe thunderstorm warning. Now up to 6. That new severe thunderstorm warning is for portions of South Dakota. Our South Dakota storms here. 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and nickel-sized hail here with our storm that just crossed Highway 34 here. So the one off to the west is considerable for a hail threat, and the one off to the east is considerable for a wind threat. So as these approach New Underwood, Wasta, Interstate 90, these are going to really pack a punch here towards areas like Bonita Springs, Haydraw, Hereford. A lot of the areas that we were actually talking about last night that got hit by severe storms, the Box Elder area, eventually Rapid City. You guys are going to have to look out for these storms here. They're looking pretty intense in terms of both a very large hail and destructive, damaging wind threat. Yeah, the severe warning counter definitely looks way better now. Way better. You can actually read it easily. Whenever we have, like, more intense outbreaks to deal with, I'll just make it a tornado warning counter. Then I won't have to change it as often either, most likely. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see any tornado warnings today, which is why we just have it at a severe thunderstorm warning counter now. Technically, we do have a potential tornado risk today highlighted by the SPC for portions of extreme northwest Illinois, extreme north Missouri, southwest Iowa, northeast Nebraska, and south central South Dakota there. But I don't think that's going to play out at this point. I really don't. We do have storm chaser Brandon Kopic out there today chasing some of these. Like that. Whoa, that was loud. Sorry. Brandon Kopic's out there chasing some of those storms in South Dakota, or at least it looks like he's on his way to. Right now he's in Yankton. But it's looking like that's what he may be trying to do there. Brandon Kopic's finally back from his break. Tomorrow's threat is going to be centered around the, what do you call this? The Mid-Atlantic, Ohio Valley, Delmarva area. Lots of words, New England even. Really in the quad region area there of New England, Ohio Valley, Delmarva, and Mid-Atlantic. We're going to be talking about the potential for severe thunderstorms, and maybe an isolated tornado threat to develop across portions of northeast Kentucky, southeast Ohio, most of Pennsylvania, southern New York, extreme southern New York, western Long Island, New Jersey, most of Delmarva, northern Virginia, and most of West Virginia there as well. So yeah. Let's go back to our 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind warned storm over here. Wow. So, actually, the further western one is actually also producing probably winds to a similar magnitude at this point. 0.5 degrees into the atmosphere. We're reading gusts close to 75 miles an hour here, so it definitely could be up to 70 at the surface. We're getting 74, half a degree into the atmosphere here. It's even glitching out a little bit because of how high the winds are, it looks like. So, again, pretty dangerous storms actually out here right now. In terms of both the hail threat and the wind threat. This warning expires in 1 minute, and it'll definitely get reissued. So we'll see what the NWS is thinking of this now. Are they gonna paint this? Where are they gonna paint it going towards? And then also, how bad are the threats? That's what we're gonna be looking out for in this new update. I think this is going to head towards the Box Elder, New Underwood area. Going to go pretty close to the radar site. There's our new warning polygon. Wow, 70-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and ping pong bowl-sized hail. That's one of the more, I think that's the highest severe thunderstorm warning we've seen all day. So again, if you're in this area, you need to seek shelter immediately on the lowest floor of the building, away from windows, and in an interior room. This is for Viewfield, Hereford, Elm Springs, back up towards areas like southeast of Volunteer, along the Highway 34 corridor there. So, this does not include Box Elder, New Underwood, or Rapid City quite yet. I don't think this will ever include Rapid City, or Box Elder really, but New Underwood, you're just barely outside of that warning polygon there. But yeah, if you're in this warning, you need to seek shelter, because this is the kind of storm that's going to down trees, it's going to down power lines, it's going to smash windshield, it's going to be damaging. It's definitely something to look out for there. Let's see how our Iowa storms are progressing. They're really getting going there pretty quickly, actually. This cell in particular, I think this is going to be either this one near Newton or this one near Runnels is going to be our first severe one, probably the Newton one. Look at how quickly this intensified. So, at this point, it was nothing, not even a little sprinkle. But 41 minutes later now, it's almost a severe thunderstorm, and we'll probably get a severe thunderstorm warning any minute now as it continues to intensify there over Interstate 80. So if you're traveling along Interstate 80 near Newton, I'd be looking out here for this region. You got to pay close attention while driving. Try to stay safe. Stay safe. Stay safe, but yeah. I just realized we are down to 5 severe warnings. Let me go ahead and fix that really quickly. I mean, look at that. I mean, we got a fully fledged hailstorm now over Newton, Iowa. Let's see here. Wow. So yeah, oh my gosh, we have a tornado warning now for that storm. All right, I was wrong earlier when I said we wouldn't have a tornado warning. Newton, seek shelter now. We have a tornado warning. It is rotating a little bit up here. I saw it a couple scans ago, or last scan I think it was. We have a tornado warning for Newton, Iowa. Seek shelter immediately. Give me just a second here. Again, we have a tornado warning now. Give me just a second. Trying to update stream title, let everybody know about this. Was not expecting that. This storm, I did not think it was rotating enough to get a tornado warning, that's for sure. But it apparently is. It's rotating a little bit there, west of Newton. So again, if you're even in Newton or if you're in Metz, we need you to take cover now. Let's see here. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning. Give me just a second, guys. Sorry. My iPad's being really slow, so I can't update the stream title. That's just wonderful timing, isn't it? Okay. Our new severe thunderstorm warning is in effect for parts of Iowa here for a storm in far northeast Iowa and northwest Illinois. So if you're in that area, make sure you're getting indoors immediately there. That does include Savannah and far western portions of Mount Carroll on the Iowa-Illinois state line once again. You know what? Let's just go ahead and do it. Let's throw on a tornado warning counter. Why not? Why the heck not? I'll try and do this pretty quickly here. Sorry. Oh, look at that. That's kind of awesome. Nah, but we need it to be like this. Come on. Okay. Took way longer than it should have to get all this ready, but we can finally cover our tornado warning here. I almost X'd out of OBS and ended the stream. Holy crap. Okay. Yeah, we have a tornado warning now for Newton, Iowa. This is 4 portions of Interstate 80 here. So again, if you're along Interstate 80 in between Newton and Colfax, we need you to get off and seek shelter. This is a very dangerous situation where we have a rotating supercell capable of producing a tornado at any minute. So we need all 10,528 people in the warning polygon to seek shelter. This is not good whenever we have a populated area included in a tornado warning for a storm like this here. Not good at all. So, it's a very dangerous situation. Dam collapsed in Wisconsin yesterday from flooding. Yeah, I knew about the one in Minnesota. I didn't know about that in Wisconsin. Thank you. Okay. So again, there's your rotation there. And again, possible tornado west of Newton and Lambs Grove. Expect damage to mobile homes, roofs, and vehicles. I was not expecting to get a tornado warning out of this at all. But yeah, we do have a tornado warning now in this area. So if you're in Newton, Lamb Springs, or Lambs Grove or Metz, we need you to seek shelter. And this is a small area too. It's just really densely populated there. At least I think it was Wisconsin. It might have been near Minneapolis. Okay. Yeah, I knew about the dam failure in southeast Minnesota, but I didn't know about the one in Wisconsin. But yeah, this is a tornado warning now for central portions of Jasper County. So we need everybody in Newton to seek shelter immediately. Again, there's your rotation and possible tornado heading south towards Interstate 80. If this produces a tornado, it's going to be bad because it's going to be over Interstate 80. Okay, looks like we have a little bit of a rotation handoff happening. So now our rotation is actually in Newton. So again, if you're in Newton, you need to be in your safe spot. This is what we were worried about. Southwest side of Newton in particular is where your rotation is. Right over West 9th Street, South 8th Avenue, South 9th Avenue, South 11th Avenue, that area there. So where your area of rotation is, heading south, most likely. But again, it's doing this handoff thing, so it's weird. We're not really too sure where the exact location is. What about a thunderstorm in Ohio? Yeah, I mean, we do have a couple of storms that may enter Ohio, but right now Ohio is good. Yeah, we may have a couple of storms clip the southwest side of Ohio over the next few hours, but later tonight you should get some storms in Ohio. I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know, though, this storm, I don't know if it warrants a severe warning, because really the hail and wind isn't anything too crazy. But it's rotating, so that's why they went with the tornado warning there. If there's a tornado as well, this is going to be rain wrap, so don't go outside and try to look for this thing here. Again, that's our rotation. And that is not good. This does not include far eastern portions of Newton, but it does include most of the town. And honestly, at this point, because of the handoff here, really this polygon is not a good one for this area of rotation. So really everybody in Newton, you should be in your safe spot. I'm sure sirens are going off in the town, the whole town, if they're going off in parts of the town. I think this is probably a big enough town to the point where they're going to need multiple sirens. I don't know, though. It's not like a huge size. It's just really populated, it looks like, with tons of residential areas and homes. But the actual size of it doesn't look too big there. But yeah, if you're just not sitting in, we have a tornado warning for Newton, Iowa. This is in central Jasper County. Yeah, the storms are blowing up. Again, this is our first Iowa storm of the day to get a tornado warning. Our first storm of the day to get a tornado warning, even. If we take a look, actually, this is in the 2% tornado risk that the Storm Prediction Center had highlighted, so good for them. They had that spot on there. I really didn't think we were going to get a tornado warning at all today at this point. But there you go. Apparently this storm is rotating just enough to warrant a tornado warning. I really don't see it that well, but I mean, I see the rotation. I see where it's at. It's just not that strong. I did not think they'd give that a tornado warning. At best, like a severe warning with the tornado possible tag, but there you go. I was wrong. So, and here we go. Tornado warning in effect for Newton, Iowa. We also have 6 severe thunderstorm warnings in effect, 3 of which are considerable in South Dakota there for a damaging wind threat of 70 miles per hour. Yeah, because of the dancing that this rotation is doing, we need everybody in the warning polygon. Really, everybody in central Jasper County needs to be seeking shelter, because this only includes a small section of central Jasper County. If I were drawing the polygon at this point, I'd do something like this. They had a really small polygon anyway, because at first it was a really small area of rotation, but it's dancing around, so it's going to be dangerous. So I'd say everybody in this polygon here should seek shelter. That definitely includes Kellogg, maybe Colfax, Newton, obviously. But yeah, at this point, this is probably on the far southern side of Newton, probably near the Sewer Creek area. But just something to watch there. And if anybody is tuning in from Iowa, this is in Jasper County. Got any Iowa viewers in here? Let me know in chat. Hopefully we got people watching in this area that are getting in their safe spot. And the rotation right now is on the southwest side of Newton, heading southward. It's going to parallel Highway 14. Eventually it's going to cross the South Skunk River, maybe head for the Reasoner area. So if you're in Reasoner, prepare for a potential tornado warning coming your way if this rotation really does keep its act together. I don't think it will. Really not that strong to begin with, but yeah. Again, it's there. It's just not really that impressive to me. But again, crossed Interstate 80 already at this point, so they really don't want to update the radar site, do they, here? We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect now. That's going to be for portions of Arizona, Gila County. This is for Gila County and east central Arizona. It doesn't look like that intense of a storm, but probably just because of the mountains out here, you know. Tune in from Johnson County, Iowa. Let's check out Johnson County. Okay, so yeah, right now Johnson County is all good, but we'll say you got storms all around you. You got this one near Davenport, you got this one near Des Moines, but right now you're good. But I'd be watching out over the next few hours for some storms to potentially pop up in your area there. Jeez, I can't speak. And produce some gusty winds and small hail at times. Wow. So that area of rotation really did become more defined. What's up, Sam? Yeah, that really is a good area of rotation now over Interstate 80. It hasn't even crossed it yet. It's almost stationary. So again, if you're in the southwest side of Newton, you need to be in your safe spot. Really, the entire town of Newton should be in their safe spot. Again, Mets, we need you to be taking shelter. Again, lowest floor of a building, away from windows, interior room, if you're not aware what I mean by when I say safe spot. That's what I'm talking about. So, again, this is crossing Interstate 80 right now, or it's over Interstate 80 anyway. So if we have a tornado, it would be right on the southwest side of Newton, over Interstate 80, in this general area. That's the region that we're talking about. So again, that right now would be near southwest Newton, near the intersection of Interstate 80 and Highway 14, off to the east of Des Moines. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if you asked me yesterday if there would have been a tornado warning in Iowa, I would have said maybe. But if you asked me today, I probably would have said probably not, and especially not for this baby of a cell, not at this hour. But it's got its act together. It has. And again, it's heading south, which is interesting. It's heading south at 5 miles an hour, almost stationary once again there. So, again, at 4:32 p.m. Central Daylight Time, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Lambs Grove or near Newton, moving south at 5 miles per hour. Take cover now. Move to a basement or an interior room on the lowest floor of a sturdy building. Avoid windows. If you're outdoors, in a mobile home, or in a vehicle, move to the closest substantial shelter and protect yourself from flying debris. And that rotation's kind of spreading out there, kind of getting more dangerous for pretty much everybody on the southeast side of this polygon. But again, we need everybody in the polygon to take shelter, not just where the rotation is, but again, the rotation's in there. But yeah, if you're in Metz, obviously get to your safe spot. Same thing with Newton, we need you to be in there, as this is basically a stationary area of rotation at this point. Again, if you cannot travel along Interstate 80 in this area, a really dangerous idea. Dangerous thing to do there. New severe thunderstorm warning has been issued, for somewhere. I think it's doing the thing where it disappears and reappears. I don't see it yet, but we'll see it in a minute. We'll hear the alert sound go off again, and I'll check again. Wow, so we got 15 people watching again. Hopefully we got people from Iowa. We have a tornado warning right now for Newton, Iowa. This is a very dangerous situation for folks traveling along Interstate 80 in between Newton and Metz. Again, we need you guys to seek shelter immediately. If you are in this tornado warning polygon, indoors, away from windows, and on the lowest floor possible. Yeah, still no hatch risk for wind. That is crazy. We've seen multiple significant wind gusts today. We had a 78 in Indiana, a 78 in Illinois earlier today. But still no significant wind gusts. Warning, or what am I talking about? Still no hatch risk from the SPC for wind. Significant wind gust warning. But yeah, again, I mean, this is a pretty concerning storm here now. It's really evolved since the National Weather Service issued the tornado warning, so good play on their part. Now, they've issued a massive severe thunderstorm warning ahead of this thing for quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds, and the tornado possible tag. This is for portions of southern Jasper County, Monroe, Vandalia, Prairie City, Prairie Belle, Colfax, Metz, Newton, Murphy, Kilduff, Sully, Linville, Galesburg, Reasoner. All you guys are included in this severe thunderstorm warning here. So if you're in this area, we need you to get indoors and remain alert for a possible tornado. Again, we have the tornado warning, but the tornado warning is only for more central portions of Jasper County. The severe thunderstorm warning goes out for southern portions of Jasper County. But we do have some overlap here of the warnings. So if you're in Metz or Newton, you're in both the tornado warning and the severe thunderstorm warning. So you're probably getting one heck of a storm right now. But again, I mean, actually the worst of the hail looks to remain off towards the Murphy area, points south, towards Reasoner, Galesburg, and Kilduff. But again, all you guys in here are going to have the potential to see some hail with these storms. So if we take a look at the vertically integrated liquid signature, we can see it's capped out at a couple of spots. So the thing built to detect hail into the atmosphere is getting maxed out. So that should tell you something. But that actually happens a lot more than you would think. Pretty much every time we have a severe thunderstorm warning that happens. Got a special weather statement here in central Illinois. The only reason I noticed this is because this is my neck of the woods here. Dang, I'm going to have a storm moving in soon. So Taylorville to Shelbyville, Highway 51 corridor near Pana, 50 to 55 mile per hour wind gusts and pea-sized hail possible with that line of storms there. But yeah, I mean, we got to keep our focus, obviously, on the Metz-Newton area. Again, Metz right now is where our rotation is, off to the east of Metz. It's kind of dipped further southwestward again. So, where it originally was, again, this tornado warning remains in effect for the next 11 minutes here. Again, this is the only tornado warning we have in the entire country right now for Jasper County. So again, if you're in Jasper County, Iowa, Newton, we need you guys to take cover. I know it's a big town out here relative to some of the other spots in central Iowa. We need you guys to seek shelter. I don't know, is this the eastern Iowa? Holy crap. Special weather statement for eastern Iowa. Funnel clouds and possibly weak, brief tornadoes associated with some slow-moving thunderstorms here in eastern Iowa. So Tipton, Iowa City, south of Cedar Rapids. This is you guys. I think we had a viewer from Johnson County. Does this include Johnson County? I don't remember. Very dangerous situation here. Dang it. Little thing isn't popping up. Come on. Johnson County, Iowa. Yeah, so that's... I mean, if you're in Johnson County there, again, you gotta look out for that. Apparently, the National Weather Service thinks that there's the potential, again, there's nothing guaranteed, there's nothing imminent, but the potential for funnel clouds and possibly weak, brief tornadoes over the next hour in this area. So, if we have any viewers in eastern Iowa there, Tipton, DeWitt, Loudon, but again, our more imminent tornado risk and the greater tornado risk lies back here near Metz and Newton. And again, with this, we're really just talking about like funnel clouds potentially making brief ground contact. Apparently, trained weather spotters have reported funnel clouds. But yeah, isolated damage to roof, siding, and trees is possible. Really nothing crazy. It's not like you need to get to your safe spot, but you need to remain on alert. If you get any, you need to have a way to receive alerts on hand. If that's a phone, a NOAA weather radio, whatever it is. You're going to need one, because this is a situation where we could see tornado warnings get issued if things really go these shower and thunderstorms ways. And again, you may be in this polygon thinking, I'm not even getting any rain right now. What's this guy talking about? I know. It's going to be an interesting situation where we're going to have funnel clouds, and funnel clouds don't need to be in a thunderstorm. And they can make brief ground contact. So it's kind of a complicated, interesting scenario that I was not expecting to see today, that's for sure. But we could have a weak, brief tornado make some ground circulation there, maybe do a little bit of damage. But nothing's guaranteed yet. We're probably not going to see anything with that, but there's a chance. But again, our more imminent threat here is in the Newton area. And if you're in Newton, we need you to remain in your safe spot. Same thing with Metz here. Really, the Metz area now is getting the worst of it in terms of the rotation. And the wind as well, I imagine. And the hail threat lies a little bit further east towards Murphy, but you may still be getting some small hail, maybe some pea to nickel-sized hail, or pea to penny-sized hail, half-inch sized hail, whatever, in Metz, Newton, just small hail in general. But as I was saying before I saw that special weather statement, this tornado warning, I believe it's for, what am I talking about? I can't remember. Is this the eastern Iowa news zone, or is this central Iowa? Whatever your local news channel is, tune into it. I don't know if this would technically be an eastern Iowa situation or central Iowa or both, but I imagine the local news station goes live for tornado warnings here, so tune into your local news station whenever streams over here if you still need information or if you're worried or something. But yeah, I know this is definitely in the eastern Iowa area. Meteorologist Nick Stewart, big fan right here. He did a really good... I watched an interview with him in it. By the way, new severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Missouri for 60-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts in the Vandalia area. If you're in there, we need you to get indoors immediately. But yeah, I watched an interview with Nick Stewart, done by a YouTuber by the name of Alfiria, where he talked about the Cedar Rapids derecho. It was amazing. Highly recommend. But anyway... I know we got a lot of folks worried out here, so I'll try to keep it focused on the active weather. Again, Metz to Prairie City, very dangerous storm coming in right now. Again, Prairie City, you don't technically have a tornado warning yet. You do have a severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. And I don't think you're going to get a tornado warning, but be prepared to take shelter, because you might. There's a good chance. But again, right now our only tornado warning is for the Newton-Metz area. Lamb Grove as well. Lamb's Grove just looks to be a little neighborhood, though, on the west side of Newton. And then Metz is just an unincorporated community here, most likely. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning as well for our storm here in central Missouri heading for Columbia, for Fayette and Higbee. If you're in that area, we need you to get indoors immediately. 60-mile-per-hour damaging wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. You can very clearly see that hail threat spreading out there. And also the wind threat is getting probably a little bit more intense here. Where you see some of those yellows and the greens mixing in. Near Fayette there. So, you sprained your wrist today? That sucks. And our tornado warning now has been canceled. So remember, we're left with the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag on it, but the tornado warning itself has been canceled for this area. We're going to keep bringing you live coverage here. Especially because of that special weather statement that talks about the tornado potential out here in eastern Iowa. But yeah, we don't have any tornado warnings at this point, so I'm going to change the little counter in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen back to severe warning. Or severe thunderstorm warning counter. Right now we're at 10. We're going to have some expire here in the next few minutes, but we'll also have some get issued, so we'll just keep it at 10 for right now. So there we go. Oh, I just realized I put it at tornado warnings 10. That is going to freak some people out. Good thing I caught that. Let's see here. Just a second. Again, I wish I could do this a little quicker and more seamlessly, but I can't, unfortunately, just yet. So, little problematic, but it's nothing too crazy. Nothing too terrible. Alrighty. So there we go. Back to the severe thunderstorm warning counter. Got 20 people watching now, so hopefully we got a lot of viewers tuning in from Iowa. We're watching central and eastern Iowa right now for a potential tornado threat, and then also a damaging wind threat about to develop across a large swath of southern Iowa over the next several minutes. Hopefully we got viewers from Missouri. We did just get a new... so they did actually go ahead and issue that severe watch in Nebraska and South Dakota, even though the mesoscale already expired. So the threat is getting going out here, finally. It was late, but that doesn't mean it's going to be any less intense. So just remember that. Again, Nebraska, South Dakota, new severe thunderstorm watch. I'll go ahead and get the details up on that on your screen here. Issued 2 minutes ago. We've also got a mesoscale for parts of the Midwest. We'll get to that in a second. But first, the watch, right? So this does include Rapid City, Valentine. The main threats with this include scattered damaging winds and isolated significant gusts of 75 miles per hour possible, scattered large hail and isolated very large hail events to tennis ball size possible, and a tornado or two possible. So look out for that. That's a pretty decent severe thunderstorm watch there to look out for. And right now our main cell's sitting up there near the Rapid City area, but they're going to probably see a few more of those and head southeastward here, which is why we have our new severe thunderstorm watch. 60-mile-an-hour gust was estimated up there, by the way, by a trained spotter. We also have a storm here southwest of Valentine. That's special weather statement warning. We got a couple southeast of Valentine. But let's go ahead and bring up that new mesoscale on your screen, because this is for our Iowa event that we're talking about here. So it is expected to get going very, very soon. Severe thunderstorm development expected within 1 hour. Large hail and damaging winds. Severe thunderstorm watch is likely. We already have severe development out there, so we'll see. But yeah, there's an 80% chance of a severe thunderstorm watch being issued for that area between now and 6:30 p.m. I don't know why they don't just say 95 or greater, because that's definitely going to get issued. And that's their highest percentage that they can give there for the watches. But anyway... yeah, I'm still just watching this storm here in central Illinois because it's close to home here. But yeah, Taylorville to Shelbyville, we got a storm coming in, so we need you guys to get indoors in the Pana area there along Highway 51, in between Pana and Mowequa. Massive hailstorm in South Dakota, radar's insane. Yeah, we've been watching that. Wow, it's gotten really impressive, though. Yeah, we got distracted by our Iowa storms, but geez Louise, man, thank you for letting me know. That is easily baseball-sized hail or larger. I'm surprised they didn't update that. It's only on quarter-sized hail, 70-mile-an-hour damaging wind gusts. But yeah, you need to be in your safe spot if you're in that area. Destructive winds, damaging winds, and then also extremely large hail in that area possible. But yeah, there's your rotation now. Really heading southwestward, if anything, in between Newton and Monroe, Iowa. Holy crap, we got 24 watching. Thank you guys for all the support. If you are new here, I'd appreciate it if you went ahead and clicked those like and subscribe buttons down below. Not required, but it'd be greatly appreciated. I go live for all the big severe weather events, like today's. So, always going to be here for every event in the U.S. That's what I pride myself on, is consistency. We have a severe warning in Nevada. I didn't even notice that one, but quarter-sized hail near Hazen and the Lahontan Valley there. And another new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for... Sorry, you can hear my brother in the background. For parts of Iowa and Nebraska. For the Omaha area. If you're in Omaha, make sure that you're getting indoors. Quarter-sized hail and 60-mile-an-hour winds coming your way right now. It's kind of on top of you already. Another new severe thunderstorm warning. Can't even finish a sentence. 4-hour storm here in central Missouri. Still going. Quarter-sized hail, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Doesn't quite include Columbia yet, but now the National Weather Service zone is switching here. It's going from the Kansas City zone to the St. Louis zone. So the National Weather Service in St. Louis is starting to recognize this storm. Columbia will likely be in a severe warning or at least a special weather statement eventually, no matter how much the storm rapidly dies out, just because of how intense it is now close to it. But you're not in one yet because you're still a little far out from the storm. And before, again, I can even finish another sentence, we have another severe warning up here for New Underwood, South Dakota. 4 storms up here. Thunderstorms in Europe currently. Also, no, I did not forget to change the severe counter. I don't think that's rotation up there, Sam. I think that's contamination, but it could be rotation. I could be wrong. But actually, that probably was rotation. You're probably right. I'm making no sense. Anyway, let's fix the counter here. How many warnings we got? 11. A lot of them expired, so that's why we're getting new ones issued. But we are up to 11 now. Okie dokie. We also got a report of a 60-mile-per-hour gust, 2 60-mile-an-hour gusts from both these storms here. Train spotters estimated for those storms near Rapid City there. And I'm really just coming back to the storm east of Des Moines here to make sure it doesn't start rotating again. It looks like it could. I mean, it still is rotating, honestly. It's just more broad than it was before. But it's still in a pretty populated area, the Prairie City region, Monroe. So we'll watch it. Then again, I'm also checking back up on our storm here in central Illinois quite frequently. Just because it's close to home, you know, fun to watch. Got a crazy storm after I ended my last stream. So hopefully the same thing happens after this one. That'd be pretty sweet. Seriously, though, like, really strong winds, insane gust front. That gust front I mentioned several times on the stream did end up hitting me, and it was crazy. Easily 50 to 55 mile an hour gusts. It was warned for that, and I definitely got that. But I'm okay, don't worry. I was outside getting footage in it. I also got some pea-sized hail. I'm going to have a really great storm footage video for you guys. It's going to take me forever to edit because there's like 20 minutes of footage, and not all of it needs to be in the video, but I'm going to get it done eventually over the next few days. Louisville, our line of storms is starting to roll through here. Going for the Jeffersontown area, no longer severe, but they have issued a large special weather statement ahead of it for 50 mile an hour gusts, just like they had back on the Indiana side whenever it was back here. But, let's see. I should do some vlogs. I don't really have anything to vlog. My life's kind of boring right now. My vlog would be, alright guys, I'm going live. No, I just don't see myself as a vlogger. I mean, I do storm. I'm going to start doing some more storm videos, hopefully, because I get a lot of storms in the summertime here, but we'll see. What's up, guys? We're about to film another video. No, I'm here for the grind, though, so this can be a possible career choice for me one day. Again, I'm going live for hours every day, and I'm enjoying it, too. It's not just like I'm here to make money. Look at how big that special weather statement, how many counties it includes. Kentucky and Indiana there. If the special weather statements listed the counties it included, this would be a huge warning here. Or huge statement there, technically. Whatever. But yeah, I mean, if I get hit by another storm today, I may get some more footage before I start editing. Let's be real here, I'm not going to edit it today anyway. I'm going to procrastinate. I probably should edit it today, but I'm not going to. But if that heads for me, it'd be pretty sweet. And I'm also going to get some more storms overnight, but it's like 3, 4 a.m. I'm not doing that crap. I got footage the other night from a storm at like 4 a.m., but it was just a black screen where you could hear heavy rain, so I'm not going to upload that. It was a big storm, though. It downed a tree. But the tree was almost broken already, and especially the rain, I think, softened it, and then the wind was easily able to take it down. It was just snapped, so. Storms today didn't really cause too much damage. It knocked over some loose items that we had outside, and also knocked down some tree limbs quite a bit, and it was also blowing trash and leaves all over the streets, which is kind of nasty. Happens a lot in my area when we get windstorms. Again, we also got pea-sized hail. That was cool. Very brief pea-sized hail, and it was melting like as soon as it hit the ground because it's like 100-degree heat index here. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for South Dakota cluster of storms here. Back up to golf ball-sized hail. However, the wind threat has been downgraded to 60 miles an hour. Surprised they didn't just say like tennis ball size or something for that. I'm surprised we're not getting tennis ball-sized hail reports if we have spotters out here. Maybe the hail's not quite as big as it looks on radar, because if it is actually this big, we're definitely seeing like potentially even up to large apple to softball-sized hail, I'd say. Like really high DBZ values, 76. I mean, that is 77 even. That's, you know, tennis ball to large apple-sized hail. I have a little index that I've memorized. That would be tennis ball to large apple-sized hail on that index. But I only warn it for golf ball-sized hail, surprisingly. It is close to the radar, so part of it may just be that we can see it really well why it looks so impressive. But anyway, I think we're going to end off our live coverage here since we don't have any ongoing tornado warnings. I do want to thank you all for tuning in. It has been really fun. Had a lot to talk about, and we will be live again probably one more time today for the big one, the big event, as it starts to get going. We won't be live for most of the big event because it's going to be late tonight, but we'll be live for the start of it. So again, thank you all for tuning in. We'll also be back if we get any more tornado warnings, destructive severe warnings, stuff like that. So yeah, peace.